Footsteps rumbling all the way towards Valorant with the Prowler. Catching these two players. Gordon to the corner. Unfortunate with the nade, actually. Rebounds back into the doorway.
Meanwhile, the whole of B has been taken. Somehow, Leaf survives, doesn't get punished, and G2 have taken B.
So with the post plant down, still with a player disadvantage. We'll see how this one gets played. But double snake bites for Jonah P is going to be looking to most likely play those lineups from afar. Leave. Tapping away, eventually getting the job done there with the classic jump spot. Nicely done. Oh, not with the nade though. We won't talk about it. We won't mention it. We definitely won't clip it. I'm sure nobody will. But Furia are cleaning up these stragglers. Still.
No clue from Khalil. Setting up for the paranoia. Didn't think anyone would be in that post-plant positioning.
Getting muddy. And we're not talking ethically sourced. This has got E. coli in the pond water already. Haunt onto two, sticking to the fuse. MW's got this one fully locked up. Furia with their pistol round. In tree. Locked to the corner, close here. He's got a lot to worry about, but now they hit that charge. Decay damage. Was kicking in for about a moment. It is traded. A-site should be theirs. Themselves into hit. Khalil might be going for a bit of a hero play as well. He is doubled up side by side with Harak. Now time running short, but at least with that plan, it is into the post, swinging out wide. No way! Damage done to Trent. Still mops up the 2 kills.
How did Trent get that?
That's insanity.
Furia had the jump on him and somehow still able to spray down 2 with the Phantom. He might have just saved his squad.
Toxin screen down.
The health is low, but the players, there are many.
Yeah, and this post plan is pretty much, it should be unlosable, I was about to say here, but they've taken care of the first wave of things, which is Leaf. Dodging to the seas now, doubled up now. Trent taking first contact, now he was low, but
he's not going to be able to hold on against this, but he's in a really advanced position.
Really rough position, man. I mean, he's just willing to take that fight straight to them.
What is going on there?
Out wide, I mean, there's no escape inside. It's not even a bailing out from the rest of his team. They are just going to be running and rummaging all the way now. Off to this seaside, but plan will go down for Trent. That will give him his ult.
It's a great plant position too. This is the new kind of default meta plant spot. Steal it for your ranked games. You can spam this from Mound as well. So if G2 force out some of that retake utility, they still have options to fall back.
Now you're going to see the waves of this util emanating out for G2. Nightfall will be the first one to really push them back and away, and that is 4 connections.
A great idea that they can re-hit A into 2.
Look down here. Horns into the back had to be broken, and also just looking in completely the wrong direction. Even hearing their footsteps here. Tap, tap with the rifles. Who will win this duel out? It's Leaf. And with that being said, only 2 left standing for Furia. Looks very unlikely they end up winning this one. Still going to make a go of things, though. Furia,
1 enemy remaining.
MW trapped down to the lower section. No exit strategy in his mind. He is really just stuck there.
MW got dropped down to 9 HP at the start of the round by Icy spamming. That means that the Viper's not on the other side of the map to be able to do stuff.
Play with the rocket. I mean, how is he not getting a kill there?
Yeah, I mean, 1 for 1 with Conan's follow-up.
What's going on?
And Conan just sprints in. I think Conan had a rifle there as well, so looks like Nozra doesn't want to take the risk of retrieving it. And
chasing his kills down, but
being generous to Furia, they've taken the time out to worry about the next round probably when rifles are back online, but yeah, not looking great here again.
It's precisely the point I was just making, you know. Defensive teams, they don't opt into that rubble fight at the beginning too much anymore because they realize it doesn't favor them. Even if you're overextended like that, just you know that they're just locked into that little cubby.
And for sure, sometimes attacking teams on their default are going to make mistakes. They're going to be tucked into the right corner instead and not have enough players with them, that kind of thing. And there are plays around the map you can make with the showstopper. We've seen people do the Prowler showstopper play out of B quite a lot too. But yeah, this is rough. Furia's timeout utility. They forced out the Viper's Pit. They forced out the Nightfall. Is there enough time though for G2 to still win?
Well, Furia are going to be locking this one down. Surely they know it's all being funneled towards this B side. G2 barreling through with brute force though.
There's no confidence in that swing, but it's Havoc brought down weak from the nade earlier on. Doesn't want to take a risk. But in a 3v4 retake, can Khalil come up with the goods?
There's one, but it's traded. Trent's immediately there. Now he can vacuum up that space and hold this one. A post-plant position here from main. The little door angle. It's almost impossible now, really, for Furia. Conan will do his best, but best not quite good enough in that scenario. So 7-2.
Need to find that flicker of inspiration.
Havoc's so far forward there as well, just holding that Angle not anticipating that it could already be that close. Everything's fallen to pieces in the defensive setups and protocols.
They're stuck. They've got a defensive setup there where Conan's relying on Havoc staying alive. And once Havoc dies, he's got his head on a swivel. 5v2.
Onto Heaven. MW has one. Satchel's back up and again up through. It's a high-low angle, but Cleo's just inside the smoke alone. We'll go for this here with a nade. Invested everything though, and I mean every action anticipated. It's just G2. He's overstaying the welcome of the lockdown. He's really overstaying it, and now you're going to try and pick and choose that timing to perfection here. The bullet spraying through, but I mean the entry of G2. Didn't know what timing to take with this one, with the pit on top of it. Very familiar setup. We saw this one in a prior round. It's a flood attempt here by Havoc. He's way ahead of the rest of his team, but he wants to try and make the most of it, but he doesn't know which way to turn and twist and look here. Into the back, showstopper, and Rocket sent flying, but brought down in response. There's only two left to stand and do this work, but it's looking like, okay, Viper's Pit dealt with. Gonna move on here. It's 2 versus 3, make it 2 versus 2. Best chance in a long while. Paranoia, blind and deafened. Chances dwindling 1v1. Noz was sticking onto half, and he lands the final shot. Adds in that uncertainty. It's just gnawing at the back of his mind. He has a crossfire set up to try and play off of the rest of his team. The Classic is doing far too much work in that spot. Valorant's still alive, but not for long. Havoc eventually returning to fire into a 2-on-2. There has to be a 1. Shots rattling away. Trent ducking away here with the door opening wide. Starting to get a move on now towards that A site.
This is a good read from G2. They know they've both had.
And the shots are found. Spike drop down. 1v2 now for Havoc. Pressure's on him. 5 bullets in the Sheriff. Healthy targets on the other side. It's going to have to be precise. Straight to the dome. Trent jiggling, sees it, at least evidence of it, but the trade is almost picture perfect there from Leaf. For him, actually it's a bait and switch. Icy's gonna get back up onto the line here. There's Paranoia forwards and flying. MW loses his fight out nade. Up and over the top, and a nice smoke as well to just provide that extra bit of cover.
And they can both play inside of it too. These are the layers that a lot of the top teams have, where we saw a similar kind of mound fight from Furia. It was just Havoc on his own.
Supportive util, not Trent. He was a little bit wide there, but
this push out through C. I mean, Havoc's going to get caught in the back here. Unless he's aware of it. He does seem to know there's a threat.
Oh, he's losing it. And these kills, I mean, this is the round they really should be converting. They're up against the bonus of G2. They don't have the guns to be making this work, yet still find themselves in that driving seat. Looks like a B pivot. They don't have B main control.
If it's the B, you don't own B main. You don't own Heaven.
And they're all going to be collected surely here. They don't know which way to look, man. Stuck with not a clue and not a chance.
Solid.
Well, opting now for that fast B play. It's a team flash, team blinds. Yep, I mean, Paranoia just clicking right onto them. G2 happy to play these crossfire setups. Conan might be able to do something about it over this Guardian. In his hands of the Prowler. That is disrespect being shown. G2 choosing to take that timing and fight through Heaven. Conan, you are low. Low enough, though. They do some work here. Leaf's just tapping like he's almost got a guard in his hands, but he doesn't. He has a rifle, and now they're making a move over towards the A site.
Now, surely they don't allow Leaf
to
just get the perfect timing on behind them. Surely they're not.
Surely not. Surely not! They're giving him every opportunity to try and clutch this one up, and the spike didn't even go down.
They gave him perfect information by just running away. And Havoc was thinking about holding their backs for a moment, and it looked like somebody counter-called him and just said, no, come with.
Oh, boy. Tap. Havoc looking the wrong way. That is almost a clean sweep. 13-3.
Build a roster around himself. That's not a great start. Icy picks up the first one.
Is deep as well. They just spam down Wingman.
And now Havoc's so committed trying to get this down.
He is really separated from the rest of his team. And look at that. Harbor Wall, high tide. Will cut them up and across onto the high ground here. MW will not fight out. Traded through the wall. Plant will go down. Shock darts rebounding. Doing a lot of damage, in fact. Look at that. Chipping them all the way through.
Recon available here with a Wingman that can go onto the defuse.
Knife online, doesn't get broken. No abilities here. G2 just trying to take it with raw bodies, throwing them into the mix, into the fight, and into the fray here. Seeing if they can win this one out with the pistol aim. Only one left to stand. Havoc cannot withstand it.
Great shots from G2.
Yeah. Now close. Almost a one-and-done position here by Havoc. Maybe he can double up. He does have Noswa just tucked behind as well, underneath rafters. What is the play now for G2? Util's got to be clean here when they don't have the guns. Here's the Dizzy. There's the Dart as well. It's all being combined. Havoc now looking this way, and that, hello, shots just missing. I mean, Valen now just being given full awareness, yet still it will be the rifles that win them this day.
Toxin screen down.
And Jonah, in the meantime, has just been held up by Khalil's turret, not able to get off any kind of flank. So Furia off to a start much earlier here on Icebox.
Yeah. It's good util. Stops them from really getting involved. And now Trent, Hunter's Fury, going wide there. No damage really being done to any sort of players. This backside position, they do deal with Havoc. Being removed here, but there's plenty more targets. It's a rich environment for it here. MW just trying to dominate this smoke in this one angle. It's going to get spammed out here, down to Khalil. It's the last one alive. It's going to do so much here with the Cove blocking the position. He can't even be spammed from it, so Valen's safe at the defuse and safety in numbers of the rest of his team covering it. We'll see. Khalil, yeah, I mean, just not calling that his turret was down for but a moment. Leaf is able to just collect that one kill. Now they're going to be worrying about that thorn in their side. Molly's going amidst there with a snake bite, pushing it out, and that is a good swing and a trade. 2 versus 2, out for 410. Havoc taking the initiative and taking that lead for the rest of his team. Leaf starting to get a bit of a move on. Pace needs to be played. Sticking this one, he's hearing it onto the ropes. I mean, Khalil is not obfuscating his position whatsoever, can land it. Just pot shots,
15.
straight shots all the way around here. Spike! There's the spike! It's dropped down! It's muddy, it's messy. It's, yeah. G2 do have a lot of bodies ready to flood in if they choose to, with that lockdown being used. To pit, forwards, fighting it out. We're getting spammed down here by the rifles. There's waves of it, at least with the mollies, but you got to back away and respect this one because Furia just weren't ready for it.
They know where Conan is going to be. Can they spam? Not quite. Conan's got a little safe angle.
Up to the corner. I see another one received for him here. And at this point, listen, hands off the keyboard, spraying away. You're going to be hoping and praying you can receive these kills. Noswa, it's nice work from him. Over the top, though, as well. Maybe just overextending his hand over Zealous. But Conan's still alive with this pit up, and it's got to reposition. Now sticking onto the fuse. Valen, it's a reload. Oh, no! It's getting all over the place. This one, okay, Hunter's Fury. One shot on target. Oh. Almost 2 at the back. So decent damage done, but no kills collected. And through the wall goes the bullets. Noswa, recipient of that one in the kill feed. Lights up red.
Khalil's let the turret go down again.
Oh, no, not to the mosh pit. And his players, they are being spotted out here. Revealed in the end. Noswa didn't have anywhere to really run and evade that one. Throwing a P from the back. MW brings it to the 1v1 now. Time ticking against the TP. Down to disengage. Trent, I'm going to be spotting it, so he knows the positioning of it.
Not ready yet.
Sticking it. He's bought himself a wink on. Smoke dropped. And hits the shot! Insane by Trent. Oh my goodness, what is going on there? I mean, you turn out in your hand thinking there's only a solo player, I think, playing inside the pits.
He's assuming that it's only Jonah, yeah, but I don't think it's reasonable to make that assumption. You know, Leaf can pop the nanoswarms from anywhere, so it's not like you know he's there, but it's a gamble you don't need to take.
We'll see if they can make the most of this one still again. Dizzy, at least the wingman dropped down with the defuse, or the plant, so no spike on lines of the post. That's a nice flash, and fight into the back, but it didn't quite connect onto Trent, and fully lit up there. It's a 9-3 finish. That's a Dizzy reclear here, along with all of it. I mean, a full-on util dump. Havoc does win that one out, so he dominates that mid-angle back again for them. 4 versus 4.
Good work from Havoc, finding his moments. Retrieving that utility as well that he can now use for the retake.
Dart, bit of a reveal there.
MW was getting ready for the paranoia.
Yeah, no danger of the spam though, so paranoia coming through here with a Dizzy. Eventually take it out. Shots landing from Valen, a reload. Even time for it. Sky is just working them into neutral. Offloading it now, double flash. A lot of it getting it. 8 up though by this Viper Orb. Dropped. Down and no kill, Valen. Rough. Whiffy there, a bit rough indeed. Plenty of players to be facing him. Here's the Dart. Out flying forwards here. On with the rifles. Alongside it, great crosshair placement. Trent Great awareness on exactly the avenues of which he could be approached upon, but now they're finally coordinating it and sticking it together. But from that belt position, time ticking away, and it's 12 rounds now.
Poetic symmetry in this, 13-3 on both maps.
Well, MW goes down very early. I mean, no dart breakers? Was he revealed? I'm really not too sure.
Not as easy to tell from his POV. I wasn't watching, but
it's hard to see. I saw the assist light up from Trent, but I'm not sure if that was from additional spam. Now we're going to see it. Thrash. User cleared away. Knows that there's no corners or avenues. Sends it flying as well. And Leaf, look at that. He's immediately taking up the position of it with the high tide. Conan seeking to get ahead of it, but just ends up falling and paying with his life. It's looking inevitable at this point. Retake with only 3 of these players left alive. Noswa, he lets loose. No command emanating out here, but there's no plan of action for them how they're going to be retaking this one. It feels more just like the death throws. Dizzy does fire, does connect. Leaf's in a bit of trouble, but he's got the backup now from the rest of his team, and just like that, it's all toppled, it's all crumbled. That is one of the cleanest matches we've seen in quite some time. I mean, G2 just dealing with them handedly.